Morocco's culture is a blend of religious and ethnic traditions, encompassing Berber, Arab, African, Mediterranean, and Jewish influences. Greetings involve a handshake and friendly inquiries after health, happiness and family. No business is discussed until after these pleasantries. Friends may tack on the cheek an air kiss or two. Moroccan chattiness makes everyday interactions or pleasant, if longer, patience and extroversion are assets. Respect. Moroccans have a strong belief that you should always respect yourself, your elders and your superiors. Moroccans are considerate to everyone they meet and expect the same in return. Courtesy is extended to all and it is never acceptable to be rude. Personal relationships. Family is placed before the individual and is a key component of Moroccan culture. Moroccans highly value long-term personal relationships, so close friends are often considered family. Trust and friendship play important roles in Moroccan social and business culture. Wedding. The Moroccan wedding has quite an elaborate and meaningful process. Morocco is a place with a very rich cultural heritage and active traditions, and many of these can be seen at Moroccan wedding ceremonies. In Morocco, the marriage celebration includes several well-organized ceremonies that can last from 3 days to a week. Depending on the family and region of Morocco, throughout the week, the newlyweds will visit friends and relatives as well as show off their new home and gifts. These festivities are always the ideal opportunity to bring Moroccan families together and show the richness of Moroccan customs and traditions through clothing, art, music, or cuisine, which is represented via a cocktail of delicious dishes. A Moroccan wedding celebration marks the joining together of two families, as well as the establishment of a new family. These commemorative weddings are considered very important in Morocco.
A typical Moroccan marriage begins with the bride and groom signing the marriage contract. Unlike in the West, the actual wedding ceremony is not attended by many people. It is usually just the couple and the bridesmaid, called the wali. Days before the wedding happens, the process of obtaining the paperwork and marriage certificates begins. This is different depending on whether both partners are Moroccan or if one is foreign. Once the paperwork is taken care of, the bride, groom, the wali and witnesses go in front of an imam to complete the marriage contract and sign the paperwork to finalize a wedding. After the paperwork is signed, the couple is legally and religiously married, though often it's not until after the wedding party that the marriage is considered final. Traditional Moroccan weddings used to last 7 days. The bride and groom families used to have parties in their own homes before the day where the bride actually meets the groom. Every one of the two families were invited, so that led to lots of days of partying. However, today this really isn't practical and rarely done. There are only 1 or 2 big parties, one at the bride's and one at the groom's, or just one big party for both. There are also other nights of the celebration, such as the Hammam Day, which is a day for women. The bride gathers all the female family, friends, neighbors, and goes with them to the hammam, which is a public bath, and gets prepped for the wedding night. The henna party, a female gathering around the bride who will have henna tattoos done on her hands and feet. Henna is considered a sign of fertility, beauty, and optimism for Moroccans. Henna is done for the bride to wish her lots of luck in her married life and of course the wedding party. Sometimes during the time of the henna party, the men gather for their own party as well. Typically, they gather together to share a meal, recite Quran, and celebrate the man's upcoming wedding. At the wedding party, the wedding guests gather at the wedding site before the bride makes her entrance. The groom comes with his family and everyone waits for the bride to come. The bride's entrance is very important in the Moroccan ceremony, and she's usually placed in an amaria, an elegant roofed platform that's carried by 4 or 6 guys. The groom leads the walk with amaria bearers, and after that, the bride gets out of the amaria and sits near the groom in an elevated and decorated couch. Then, the bride goes to change into a second outfit, and then dinner is served. The couple eats at a family table with both parents and close family. First, there's a Moroccan food tradition that consists of welcoming the guests by serving them dates and a little glass of almond milk flavored with orange water. Then, appetizers or cake and sweets and different sorts of juices are given, however, alcohol being forbidden by Islam. Families tend to spend quite a lot of money on the food for the event to make it really special. Dessert is usually simple and a big platter of seasonal fruit. The evening goes on with different sorts of Moroccan cookies and cakes like kab ghazal, griba, and other Moroccan pastries, accompanied of course with mint tea and coffee. There is also a wedding cake that marks the end of the party, as the newlywed usually leaves after that. Sometimes, the couple uses the time at the end of a dinner to make a table tour and say hello to the guests. They also dance a couple of times during the evening with all the guests gathered around them. Then, the bride goes again to change for another outfit called labsa fassia. It is heavy as it covers almost every part of the body of the bride except the face. At this time, the groom also changes his suit for a more traditional jabador and jalaba outfit. Towards the end of the night, the bride and groom go for a final outfit changing and come back for the wedding cake. The groom puts his suit back and the bride has a normal white wedding dress or a white tuxedo. The bride and groom share a last dance, eat the cake, and leave after that night. Typical weddings in Morocco start pretty late, around 9 p.m. or later, and they usually finish early in the morning, 5 or 6 a.m. At the end of the wedding, the couple are taken on a car parade through the streets and neighborhoods, stopping at specific spots to take pictures with friends before the couple head to the house of the groom. In some regions of Morocco, on arriving at her new home, the bride is welcomed by her mother-in-law, who will offer her dates and milk as a sign of welcome and affection.
A traditional wedding in Morocco is quite different from one in the United States. In Morocco, weddings typically last for 7 days, whereas a traditional United States wedding is 1 day and 1 night. There are many traditions and ceremonies in a Moroccan wedding, such as the henna party, where the bride and her party gets their hands and feet painted with henna. In the United States, there is the main wedding ceremony, as well as a few small gatherings, such as the bachelorette party, the bachelor party, and the bridal shower. In a Moroccan wedding, the bride usually has several outfit changes throughout the wedding. Each look involves Moroccan-style dresses with beautiful drapery and embroidery. Bridesmaids' dresses are made of expensive fabrics, such as satin, brocade, and taffeta. The groom will wear a suit and sometimes change into a tunic and pants called a jabador. In a traditional United States wedding, the bride will wear a big, luxurious gown that is traditionally white. Dresses typically have some sort of lace or subtle white embroidery that are accompanied by a long train and a large veil for her head. The groom traditionally wears a very sophisticated, well-fitted tuxedo or suit. Bridesmaids and groomsmen wear simple yet chic looks that match each other, usually in color or style.
Usually, Moroccan weddings menus are quite similar. First, there's a Moroccan food tradition that consists of welcoming the guests by serving them dates in a little glass of almond milk flavored with orange water. Then appetizers are cake and sweets and different sorts of juices. Alcohol being forbidden by Islam, we don't serve any of it. When the bride and the groom make their entrance, the dinner follows right after. Some people serve 2 meat dishes like grilled chicken with saffron sauce and lamb tagine with prune and almonds. Or 1 meat dish, chicken or lamb and safa, short noodles sweetened and served with cinnamon and grilled almonds. At some weddings you might find a whole sheep méchoui style served at each table. The menu really can be decided by the couple. Families tend to spend quite a lot of money on the food for the event to make it really special. Dessert is usually simple and a big platter of seasonal fruit. The evening goes on with different sorts of Moroccan cookies and cakes like kab ghazal, griba, and other Moroccan pastries, accompanied of course with mint tea and coffee. There is also a wedding cake that marks the end of the party, as the newlywed usually leave after that. Typical weddings in Morocco start pretty late, 9 p.m. or later. They usually finish early in the morning, 5 or 6 a.m. Weddings finish so late that breakfast is usually served at the end of the party. Some breakfast foods include white harira soup, bagrier pancakes, and msemen. Again, the menu can vary depending on the couple and region of the country. Music is what makes the party live, and having a good orchestra playing good music making people dance is the secret for an unforgettable evening. Unlike Western weddings, at a Moroccan wedding there is almost always a live band and performers. The band has to be good at chabi music, Moroccan pop music, and also play more traditional ala Andalusia music and local music from wherever the bride and or groom are from. A band is hired for the whole evening and another traditional band is hired whose job is to welcome the guests and accompany the entrance of the bride. These traditional bands play different music styles as they come from different regions of Morocco. They are called Dakakaya if they come from Marrakesh, Asawa if they come from Meknes, Abadat Rma if from Beni Mellil, etc. Each one of them has its own style. There is no specific order of events or way that a Moroccan wedding happens. While some are elaborate, expensive affairs, others are very simple and might only be the signing of the contract and a small family gathering. The only common thread is that marriage is a very big part of life in Morocco and an opportunity for families to join together and celebrate. Unlike in the West, the actual wedding ceremony is not attended by many people. It is usually just the couple and the guardian, wali, of the bride. Days before the wedding occurs, the process of obtaining the paperwork and marriage certificates begins. After the paperwork is signed, the couple is legally and religiously married, though often it's not until after the wedding party that the marriage is considered final.